postgame show.
This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here, joined by the great Shaquille O'Neal and the equally...
Tell him sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
We've got NBA, and nothing tips off a broadcast like it. Well, thanks, GA. And what's scary is Porzingis is only going to get better. That kind of fearlessness will help him in the long run.
And last season, the Knicks raised expectations with some of those big free agent signings and trades in the prior year. And let's face it, things just didn't work out quite how they had planned. Some would say they underachieved. Hard pill to swallow for a fan base that went into the year with so much hope.
So the New York starting five, Melo and Porzingis are the duo at forward. Hardaway is out there with Ntilikina, and it's O'Quinn in at the 5 down low. Got a piece of it. Anthony on the wing. 5 to shoot. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
Gasol with the steal. Here's Parker. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. Parker's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for the Spurs. Passes it to Porzingis, and Aldridge comes over to help. Rebound, San Antonio. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
I just thought the defense was porous. Got any shot they wanted, really, for most of the evening.
I'll give them credit. Even though they were facing very little resistance, they refused to play down to the level of their competition.
Pass to Hardaway. And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That'll be his second foul of the game. Rudy Gay's checked in for Leonard. First quarter, just over a minute played. And here's Anthony from the arc. Again, the miss by Anthony. Knicks on defense. 4-point game. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
Well, you have to have an aggressive mindset, and you have to try to disrupt their rhythm.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't tee him up on the perimeter. And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Parker, and stolen by Aldridge.
Right idea, wrong execution. They were looking to get a high percentage shot inside, but the pass was too late.
And where's the help? Obviously a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
It's good from long range. And it's 6 points for Porzingis.
I don't think we'll ever see another 7'3" player who can drain the three like Porzingis. He takes the idea of that inside-outside threat to a whole nother level.
And finished off by Gasol.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finished hard with 2 hands on that stuff. New York's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Anthony with the screen on Parker. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Anthony. No good on that one. So the Spurs will take it the other way. And Parker, here we go. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. New York trailing.
Getting there up in age. We know Tony Parker was the Spurs' top scorer for half a decade from 2011 on. Their offense was built around his slashing ability.
Now here's Anthony. Checking some stats on him right now. He's averaging just around 22.5 points a game. Hits the 3-point bomb.
And defensively, this is a nightmare. He's already on a roll.
Well, obviously, this was the strategy coming in. Feed him the rock and let him go to work.
So San Antonio goes with a fresh 5 on the floor. The Knicks also changing it up. Hernangomez is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Sessions subbed in for Ntilikina. And guard Tony Parker, now 35 years of age, bound one day for the Hall of Fame. Last season, the lowest minutes average of his career, around 25 minutes a game.
Yeah, his game has always been based on quickness. He's lost a step, and it's been challenging. But he studied John Stockton, Jason Kidd, and Nash to see how they remain.
Now Green, following the Porzingis miss from deep. Anthony in the corner. Good on the triple. Anthony's got his first 3 points of the game.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Anderson outside. Green kicks to Anderson. Here's Laverne, and it's blocked. And it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. So for the Knicks, Kuzminskis, he's checked in for Porzingis.
He's putting on a show for these fans.
I can't believe he pulled that one out in the course of an actual game. And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Excellent work by the talented people in our production truck as well. Now here's Lee. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lets it go from deep. Sessions, no good. The Spurs have gotten 6 of 11 shots to go down so far. Pretty nice shooting. Here's Anderson. Dishes it to Laverne. Outside, Green. And Mills kicks to Bertans. Here's Sessions. Now here's Lee. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
And they make sure to get the last shot of the quarter there. Nicely done.
You know, this is
a big-time effort for... And the Gasol brothers, Pau, talked about the...
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way... Two of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become two of the best centers in the NBA of this era.
Especially when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers. I mean, they traded him to Memphis for his brother. And that does all seem like fiction, doesn't it?
We got a close game here as we get back to the second quarter. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
They've gotten that perimeter game going in that first, and for me, that was the difference.
Hot right out of the gate, generating some early confidence and building on that lead.
Here are the five New York has to start here in the second. We've got Ramon Sessions. He's out there with Lee. Lance Thomas out there with Hernan Gomez. And it's Kuzminskas in at the 4. Smitty, you call college basketball games as well. We know you had a terrific career in East Lansing with Michigan State. We're starting to hear from some players, Ben Simmons for one, critiquing the college basketball system for the financial setup and the stringent eligibility rules. Do you give any credence to these complaints? Is the kid right? What changes you think might be made? It's a loaded question with a lot of answer, I'm sure, to it. But it's certainly on the tip of a lot of people's tongue right now.
And I think it should be. You've had some coaches coming out and saying there's some kind of way to be able to change this system and be able to benefit some of these players. I look at it some way, Kevin, where there's some kind of way you have an insurance policy for these guys or some kind of way that they'll be able to finish their degree, even go on to finish their master's degree as long as they want from any college, not just the college they came from. And I also think some kind of way there should be some kind of financial stipend for these guys.
A different look for New York. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Courtney Lee. And it's Ntilikina in for Sessions. And he's good on the 3-ball.
You don't see that play regularly from them, but it led to a made 3. So you can't knock them for trying it.
Here's Ntilikina. His last outing, 16 points for him. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
The Knicks making a switch here. O'Quinn's checked in. Here's Kuzminskas. And it's off from 3-point range. To the middle. Got a piece of it. And here is Thomas. His last outing, he had 8 points. Outside Hardaway. The feed now to Thomas. Pass to Ntilikina. Thomas, a screen on Parker. Clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot. Jacks up a 3. The shot, no good. So the Spurs will take it the other way. This, their first look at this year's New York squad.
And you see the long strides. Tough to stay with Aldridge once he gets going.
The Knicks with the lead. The Spurs offense for a long time built around the penetration of Tony Parker. Drive and kick.
Well, that's the one thing you love about Pop and the Spurs organization. They understand their style and their system. As he's gotten older, they've gone back to the block, posting up all.
Oh,
yes. Goodness. Well, we know Leonard's an elite two-way machine, but there he shows us the artistry.
Now the dish to O'Quinn. There's the pass to Kuzminskas. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Parker. To the paint. Here's O'Quinn. Misses off the right iron.
Nice move inside. Has the defender beat. Just fails to finish.
Thomas with the ball. Gay picks him up defensively. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay. Manu Ginobili's checked in for San Antonio. Then for the Knicks, Porzingis is coming in for Kuzminskas. And Carmelo Anthony has subbed in for Lance Thomas. A 3 from Porzingis. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for New York.
Well, you know, I'd like to see them go more inside with their game. Having a bigger threat of those inside baskets can be a big boost to their overall offense.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Pau Gasol has checked in for Aldridge. Davis Bertans comes in for Leonard. And it's Green in for Rudy Gay.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Here's Ntilikina, covered by Parker. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
He likes to work that in-between area, upset with himself that he couldn't connect.
Here's Ginobili. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. Steve, what a treat to see Manu Ginobili in his 40s still doing what he does best.
You know, Pop says he never wants Manu to retire. Said he wants to use him like a bar of soap till there's nothing left. And as a former teammate of his, I don't want to see him go either.
The Spurs making a switch here. Mills is checked in. The Knicks also changing it up. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Sessions subbed in for Ntilikina.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
With authority, Pau Gasol turns up the aggressiveness. Always a good sign for this team.
Knicks trail by 5.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Porzingis. Second shot opportunity, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Really another fantastic offensive rebound and putback. This is the second game in a row where he has just been ball dominant.
When he gets into one of these grooves, you never know how long they're going to last. Sometimes they go on and on and on.
Kyle Anderson, he's checked in for Manu Ginobili.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Porzingis against Anderson. Porzingis inside. That one falls through. It's his 6th make from the floor this game. Now 6 for 10. Mills dishes to Gasol. And finished off by Gasol.
Easy bucket for Pau. Failed to block him out. He'll hover around the offensive boards all day.
Hernan Gomez. The layup off target. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. It's San Antonio. They're up by 4. And
thanks very much. Pop, what changed in the second quarter defensively?
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime
Welcome
Show.
back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They found their rhythm in the second quarter and have to be feeling good here at the break, holding on to that 4-point lead. And that will wrap up.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second. Here's Ntilikina. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Skilled tandem of Leonard and Aldridge at the 3 and the 4. The timeless Parker and Manu are the 1 and the 2. And it's Gasol at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who Greg Popovich starts the second half with. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. They get Pau Gasol.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Knicks have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And so many great young players around the NBA right now, Steve. If you were starting a franchise, who would you look to build around?
I mean, there's some guys. I mean, Anthony Davis, Karl Anthony Towns. Joel Embiid is one of those guys I think has a chance to be a superstar. It's so many guys. Giannis Antetokounmpo for sure. And I think a name I'm going to throw out there, Devin Booker. I think one day he's going to get a chance to be a franchise player.
His dad played in the league. You're right. That's a good name to keep track of. Parker passes to Gasol.
Though he's extended his shooting range, inside is where Pau Gasol makes his money. Now going to the line.
The Spurs have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line. And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list, you knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
Anthony right side. Shoots over Leonard. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team.
Gasol kicks to Ginobili. Feeds to Parker. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Over O'Quinn, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. And change was needed badly for the Knicks, and they did that starting with the front office.
Yeah, Knick fans can have a dire outlook at times, but the team still has a solid foundation. It will take some time for the team to become a true contender again, but having players not be at odds with the front office, definitely a good start.
And for the Spurs, such a remarkable run of success. In your mind, Smitty, what's been their secret?
Well, they develop extremely well, but once every decade or so, they draft a franchise player. In 1987, the Admiral. In 1997, the Big Fundamental. And in 2011, the Claw, Kawhi Leonard. And after that, as Pop would say it, don't mess it up.
And they have built their advantage on the scoreboard here by doing all the little things.
Kicks to Carmelo. Pick by O'Quinn. Anthony sets the pick for Porzingis. And the call will be against Tony Parker. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And some changes here for the Spurs. Laverne comes in for Pau Gasol. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Leonard. Kuzminskis, he's checked in for New York.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Aldridge is screened. Laverne dishes to Aldridge. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the 3rd. Passes it to Porzingis. Over Laverne. And the Knicks miss again. Spurs leading by 6. Gay drives in, trying to find Parker. He's got it now. Porzingis with the block. And the call will be against Tony Parker. That's his 4th foul of the contest. And the Spurs with some changes. DeJounte Murray, he's checked in for Ginobili. And it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for New York. Sessions comes in for Ntilikina. Spurs have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the 3rd quarter. Here's Laverne. Here's Aldridge. And Aldridge slams it in.
The wingspan, the timing, Aldridge devastating on the offensive glass.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the 2nd half now. Sessions with it. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Mills with the steal. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. And it's a 10-point Spurs lead.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And last season, Patty Mills averaging the most assists of his career. In fact, he was the highest efficiency player rated on the Spurs.
You know what? He says becoming more of a leader has helped him grow as a playmaker. He's enjoying his new role.
The Spurs making a switch here. Anderson's checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Hernan Gomez is checked in for Porzingis. Let's use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. Number 1, the Spurs.
I mean, no doubt for me that they've hit their stride the last few weeks. I mean, they are punishing the defenses with that up-tempo style.
You know, Kevin, it's easy to forget, but Greg Popovich was almost fired by the Spurs back in '99. Rough start that year, under 500. The players caught wind that if they didn't win the next game in Houston, Pop would get the X.
Laverne passes to Murray. It's deflected. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Courtney Lee. And amazing to think about an all-time great like Popovich being on the hot seat. His players went to the mat for him, though, didn't they?
Some huge performances by Tim Duncan, among others. They really came out to support Pop. The Spurs finished that season on a tear, going on to win the franchise first NBA title.
And they're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the 2nd half.
Anthony kicks to Sessions. Sessions sets the pick for Lee. 5 on the clock. Teardrop shot, and the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Sessions. Here's Anderson. Makes it off the glass. 46 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. And Sessions kicks to Kuzminskas. Some nice passing by New York here. Sessions sets the pick for Anthony. Beyond the arc. And Courtney Lee hits from deep. Lee's got 5.
And defensively, you've got to make a greater effort working over the screens.
Yeah, he could have made a better choice. He left him an easy one. Let's see how he plays the next screen.
And Mills kicks to Anderson. Lee outside. Inside. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
The Knicks have only 1 missed free throw. They've had 5 attempts and made 4 of them.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
You know, a top 10 in career points for active players. Powell, Gasol lighting up the Nets tonight.
Sessions. He's off on that one. Well, it's been an exciting game. Plenty of offense as we head to the fourth quarter. Spurs lead by 5. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio, you're watching 2K Sports. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
This game is a big boy game. Physicality, toughness with the ball. In transition D.
All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And New York looking at who they've got. Sessions out there with Lee. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Hernangomez. And it's O'Quinn in at the power forward position. And Patrick Mills gets that whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Courtney Lee is on the wing, guarded by Green. Anthony kicks to Hernangomez. Lee outside. Knocks down the 3 ball. Lee's got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Knicks.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Leonard with the steal. The drive by Green. Can't connect from short range.
That's just 2 tough competitors meeting right at the rim. Someone, in my opinion, had to lose.
San Antonio leading. Pass to Bertens. Back to Green. He feeds it to Mills. Green kicks to Gasol. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist.
High percentage look for Powell. Won't miss many from that distance.
Dishes to O'Quinn. Lee outside. And the foul called on Danny Green. That is his first foul of the game. Manu Ginobili's checked in for the Spurs. Parker comes in for Patty Mills. And then for New York, Hardaway's checked in for Lee. And it's Ntilikina in for Sessions. And what was a wild ride of an offseason for the Knicks ultimately results in a regime change.
Yeah, I mean, players butting heads with executives, and when it came down to it, things just needed to change. If the Knicks picked the Zen Master over Porzingis, fans might have rioted in New York City, and hopefully the franchise can kind of start to right the ship.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. And a switch here also for New York. Porzingis is checked in. Down low. Leonard with the steal. Gasol on the high post. And the jam by Aldridge.
Some people claim that Aldridge is a finesse player, but he can get physical when he wants to.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Pass to Ntilikina. And there's the call on Ginobili. That's foul number 2 for him. Gasol with the steal.
Good eyes by the defense. Clearly, that's not where he wanted the pass to go, and he's frustrated. That's one of those where you think you've got it, you relax for just a second, and then you're kicking yourself.
Anthony kicks to Hardaway. Here's Ntilikina. He's covered by Ginobili. Here's the screen. Hardaway dishes to Carmelo. 5 to shoot. Shoots over Leonard. That is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 5 on the basket from Anthony.
And love the muscle Anthony brings to the 3 spot. Takes pride in outworking everyone when he's that deep inside. Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
The free throw drops for Leonard. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard.
Taking advantage at the charity stripe like he always does. Terrific touch.
Porzingis with a screen on Parker. And there's the pass to Porzingis. Picked by O'Quinn. There's the feed to Anthony. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Ntilikina. Rejected by Gasol.
And for his career among active players, Pau Gasol top 3 in block shots.
Knicks trail by 7. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Well, you see the excellent skill set. And this is when you want to make an impact.
You're totally right. Fourth quarter, tight game. This is when the true ballers step up.
Here's Ntilikina, covered by Parker. Here's the teardrop, and Hardaway with the lay-in. Now it's just a 3-point Spurs lead.
Unbelievable basket. I mean, giving up a lot of height there, but he was not to be denied.
That's getting it done. He's turning it up a notch now that things are getting heated.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the 4th. Porzingis with a screen on Parker. Passes it to Porzingis. Picked by O'Quinn. Anthony against Gasol. Rejected by Gasol. Parker passes to Gasol. He kicks to Leonard. He dishes it to Aldridge. Anthony with the defensive effort.
And, you know, it's almost as if he wore himself out with that performance in the last quarter. He hasn't had nearly the same kind of energy in this. What more can you ask for?
Phenomenal here in the clutch. This is what fans tune in to see.
Aldridge kicks to Leonard to the inside. It's Gasol missing.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
Ginobili kicks to Aldridge. The Knicks pull it in.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that looked like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Pau Gasol.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball out of his hand.
New York with the ball. Trailing by 2. Poked away. Parker with the steal. It's in!
And the shot from Parker there is just so clutch. What an unbelievable basket from him. He just gets it done on a regular basis.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 4. There's 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter. What's your take, guys?
I mean, tough position, but really they can't blame anybody but themselves.
They've certainly missed on some opportunities, but stranger things have happened. They need a quick shot and an immediate foul right here.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game out.
5 seconds left in the game. And an intentional foul right there. Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5.
It's interesting. Aldridge used to shoot more free throws. That's when he used to bang inside. Now he's shooting a lot from the outside, so that trend will likely continue.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Locking down the W. It's got to feel good to him right now.
And so it's San Antonio with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really helped.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports.